This is Roberta Montagnini, and in today's video, I'm gonna be editing this amazing image. Just hold your breath now and look at this beauty. I know, isn't it gorgeous? I'm so excited. I was so proud, This is Roberta Montagnini, and in today's video, I'm gonna be editing this amazing image. Just hold your breath now and look at this beauty. I know, isn't it gorgeous? I'm so excited. I was so proud, so in love with this image. And I obviously recorded a video and you can see my entire process, everything that I did, and so. It's super long. I'm sorry. It's about an hour and a half. I'm not gonna cut the video so you can, skip yourself if you prefer. I know I use my own actions to edit the image, and the actions are almost done, and once it's done, I'm gonna just create a new video to tell you that you can go and purchase yourself and use my own actions, which are phenomenal. All right, so without any further ado, I just wanted to ask you, if you are not already a subscriber, to please go and smash that button, become a subscriber on my channel, because this way I know you're enjoying my content and I can create more videos for you. Also, if you have any requests, don't forget to leave in the comments below because I read them all. I am super excited to be sharing myself and my knowledge with you, and hopefully you also get to learn something by looking the way I do things. I'm constantly evolving and constantly changing. So I'm gonna shut up now and gonna go straight to editing, and I really hope you enjoy this video. So I'm gonna get started here by increasing the size of this panel because I like seeing double. So I will start by using my quick retouching setup, which creates all these beautiful layers here for me. And I'm gonna be starting on the healing layer. I'm gonna zoom in very close and I'm going to remove the hair. I have no idea how this image is gonna end up, and I also have no idea how long this is going to take, because when it's an image that is like that, it does take a while. So what am I doing here now if you have no idea how to use Photoshop? So I'm using the healing spot brush, the one that looks like a band-aid, and I'm removing the hair. So how do I remove the hair? I select a brush that is just big enough to cover the hair, not much bigger, and then I'm using content aware over here, and I'm using precision with my tablet. I don't use a mouse, and here I just follow the hair stroke that I want to remove, and the hair is gone. Be gone hair. So here I'm going to work closer to her eye. I'm going to make it a little bit more small, and you see, it's beautiful. As the years pass, Photoshop is improving with their tools. Things are getting easier to use. The technology is advancing, so it's great for us because it makes our work much easier, and yeah, we can actually have a life outside Photoshop because it doesn't take years to edit an image. Not that it should take anyone years, but anyway. So yeah, I'm going to carry on removing the hair here. Maybe stop talking for a minute. So as I'm removing the hair here, I'm gonna tell you a little story. So I have been feeling really under the bridge, feeling a bit down right now. Not under the bridge. What expression is that? And today it was the awards and accreditation for the Portrait Masters, the photography awards kind of thing. And one of my images won a category, which is freaking amazing. I won $1,000 and also won the image category for the boudoir category, which is a category I enjoy photographing a lot. But this image is not just any image. The photograph is not a lady, it's a man. I photographed a man in a boudoir pose, but just not any pose. It is it is like an artistic photograph, you know, like a fine art style. So I'm pretty stoked about that, very happy, and this is what happened today. Other than that, I was about to paint my kitchen cabinets because I moved, and the house that we live is not amazing, and it could be better. And I took on a project to paint and redo some cabinets and stuff like that. But it's on hold because I'm not in the mood, and it's been on hold for a few months. So my house is still a freaking mess. But I decided, instead of painting the cabinets, why not do some editing, because, you know, felt in the mood for it. And here I am, talking to my monitor, hoping that after I upload this video, everything that I talk makes sense. Normally, I also, with my image here, I would speed this process so you don't have to watch. But if you find this tedious, it's gonna take a while. You can always, you know, use the bars to go forward or rewind if you pass too much, because I received a few feedback that people like to see myself editing in real time. So that's that. There's that, you know. That's why the videos are gonna be like an hour long or so. So I do like to be very precise with what I'm doing here. Sometimes I try to remove the hair and the hair doesn't go, so I try to zoom in close because that might work, but then it doesn't work perfectly. So now I'm using the clone tool just to recover the little area that I lost. I'm gonna make opacity and full 100%, and I'm just gonna reconstruct the, how do you call, antennas, butterfly antennas. It's not that anyone would zoom in that close on the image anyway. So more flyaways here, more hair. The goal is to be hair free in the wrong areas. You want the hair to look amazing everywhere else, but you don't want, you know, things like that. Like, oh, there's a piece of hair here. Oh, thanks. No. Let's zoom out and see what I did. So now I'm holding Alt on my keyboard and pressing the eye. So these are all the areas that I worked on her face. And if I undo, you can see all the hair back. So let's see what else there is to do. Oh, there's more hair here. Endless. Be gone. So if you don't have a digital tablet to work on, to edit, because I'm using like a pen on top of a tablet and it's great, you should have it, save for it. Buy a Wacom tablet. The brand is the best. My first one lasted over 10 years and I highly recommend a tablet. There is a small learning curve, but after you pass that, everything is a breeze. So if you want to up your editing game, you need a tablet. Some people say that they edit with an iPad. I personally haven't. And back a few years ago, all I heard was like negative. iPad was nice to do like some type work and if you want to do some calligraphy, but not for image editing. Okay, let's zoom out. I think that's pretty good. Okay, so what I need to do now, I want to make her very pale so her neck does not match her cheeks. I will try to achieve that, let's see, by using the hue and saturation. I'm not sure if it's going to work. I'm going to put this above here. Let's see, let's go remove all the yellows. So there is some yellow on her neck. Let's just say, let's see if I increase the whites. Okay, now her neck is a little bit more white. Now let's go to reds. I'm going to remove the opacity too much, maybe here, and increase the whites. I think now the neck matches the face. Ignore the makeup because we're gonna fix that, but I think it's pretty good. So now my brush, I'm just gonna select the mask layer here. I'm gonna use black so I can bring back the color. I'm gonna try to bring back some of her makeup here. Not that I need, because I'm gonna redo her makeup anyway. There's some orange here missing too. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think that's fine. So now I'm going to use frequency separation. I'm going to just hide these layers for now, and I'm gonna run my frequency separation right here, and I'm going to paint on her face now. I'm gonna use the opacity and the flow set to 30. I'm gonna get my brush. I'm gonna use my soft brown brush, and now I'm just gonna paint, sample the areas that I want to paint, and then paint. Make sure you're on the brush layer if you have downloaded my action. It is still free. I may be charged soon, so grab while you can a copy. So what I'm doing now, I'm just trying to make her skin uniform, try to even out the tones, make it more smooth. Now go here on her neck again, not again first time. Editing is something that there are many layers to it, and no pun intended here. You can achieve sometimes a look by doing something completely opposite to someone else. You're not forced to one way. There are many ways to achieve the same thing. Face looks nice. Let's see here, her lip. Try to correct the color. I want her lip to be pale too. I'm gonna remove her eyebrows a bit too. I'm just using a regular skin tone brush to remove the eyebrows. I think I'm gonna change the color of this makeup. I'm gonna make it more more pinkish, blushish tone. Just ignore the eyebrow for now. I'm not gonna work on that. So I'm gonna go here on my color fix. I'm gonna select color. I'm gonna select my brush to opacity and flow set. I'm gonna set it to 50. I'm gonna sample this pink here, and I'm just gonna see. Actually, I'm gonna do 100 and activate the layer because otherwise I can't see. I'm just gonna paint over with the color just to see what it does. Just as an example of how this could look. What if we change? Now let me use the hue and saturation. So if it was purple, if it was blue, if it was a baby blue. I think pink is quite nice. I think it's gonna be pink for now. Okay, now I'm gonna go back and see if I get to paint with this. Create some makeup. All I'm using here now is the color fix. Let's get a darker tone. Put it here. Let's set it to 10% so it can build up. Still not convinced. I'm gonna delete it. What a waste of time. Nope, not that one. Okay, let's leave the decoration of the skin for later. I'm gonna go now here onto the free separation layer, and I'm gonna create a layer on top, an empty layer. I'm gonna use this healing brush. Now I'm going to be using the healing brush to fix things like, you know, spots, flaking. Had to stretch because I'm quite tired. Didn't sleep much last night, and I slept on a massage chair. Didn't go to bed, so it was not great as my bed. Okay, cool. Like it. Now I'm gonna get my hue saturation again. Oh no, sorry, wrong. Delete. I'm gonna get here the black and white layer, and I'm gonna convert this to color. Sorry, to luminosity. That's what I meant. Now I'm going to select here the white, the yellows of the image. Just see and make it white. Just see what it does to the image. And the same with the white, the red. Just because the skin on her body was not white as white. So you see here now this area is it's much lighter. Also, I'm gonna get the saturation low and the yellows too. Now I'm gonna group these layers by selecting then Command G, and I'm gonna create a layer, a mask layer here. I'm gonna invert. I'm gonna get my black brush right here, and now I'm going to paint on her body using the white brush because the layer is black here, so you need a white brush to reveal that layer. Let me go to her face. I think it may be too bright. I'm going to select 2% flow so I can build that up. Okay, now I'm gonna duplicate this layer here, merge visible, and I'm just gonna blend on it. So this you can see so far what I've done to the image. I actually like that the flowers also changed. It used to be yellow. Beautiful, like this. Now I'm gonna use the, what am I gonna use? I have a brain problem here now. I'm going to use Dodge and Burn, which is already here. I'm gonna use Burn first. I'm gonna select 100 opacity and 2 flow, and I'm gonna sort of enhance her makeup a bit. Now I'm gonna give some cheekbones here. Also, I'm gonna squeeze this this brush, the shape of a brush that would go on your skin. Too big. Let's do 1,000. Still pretty big. Let's do smaller. So I'm going to carry on here editing her cheeks a bit with the burn. Oh, too much. So it's opacity 100 and flow set to 20%. I'm just going to give some more definition here on her jawline, her cheekbones. And I'm thinking her makeup, I think I don't know, I think I'm going to change the colors to purple and blue on the other side. Let me zoom out. I'm going to add some shadow here on her hair. I'm going to increase this to 5% now, the flow. And I'm just going to do this. Now I'm going to use the dodge, which is supposed to highlight the images, and I'm going to go back here to 2% flow. I'm going to give some highlights here on her cheeks. Just going to bring some of her features, and highlight some of her features. Forehead a bit. Get her nose. I'm gonna zoom in close. There we go. Her eyes, gonna do a bit here. Gonna do 10%. Oh, that was too much. Enhance her lip a little bit more. Here, I think it's turning pretty good. Now I'm gonna get 10%, gonna just highlight some areas on her hair. And now here, what happened to my brush? Oh, there you go. Now here on her arm, so I'm gonna use 10% flow. Just gonna, oh, actually I think it was too much. It's 5% flow. Just gonna highlight a bit here, like that. I'm gonna go here on the butterflies. I'm gonna highlight the wings. Nice. I'm gonna get close. I'm gonna make her eyes slightly lighter too, so I'm doing the inner here of the white part of her eyes, which I think is pretty good. I'm gonna increase my flow to 10% now. I'm gonna lighten her eyes. Guys, can you see me here? Look, my body here. You can see my legs, my body, and I'm shooting. I find it fascinating when I see myself in people's eyes. My clients have no idea how close I get to them. Yeah, pretty close to their face. Also here, I'm gonna give some highlight. I'm gonna do this 2% again, just on the upper side here of her eyebrow, just to give some more definition. Sort of bring this area forward a bit more. Let me see here, just the before and after, just with dodge and burn, how the image was transformed. Okay, now I'm gonna close this layer. I'm gonna work on the color fix here. I'm gonna use where it says color fix. I'm just gonna click that there, and I'm gonna use flow, let's say 40%, and opacity 40% too. Why not? Now I'm gonna try and see if I can replicate the makeup on this left side here, the blue. So I'm gonna select the blue color and I'm gonna paint over here. Gonna get this one. I'm just sampling just to match the color. I think this is a base. Let me see, where is the light color? Right here. Get this deeper blue again, just to have a little bit of a punch. I think it's looking pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna get this purple pinkish here, and I'm gonna do that, and lighter. Purple and blue and skin tone. And purple again. I'm gonna do a whole thing purple like this, and then I'll just add highlights. So here I'm gonna see if I can do the cheek a bit darker, this area here a bit darker. Trying to match the colors, you know, so here on the cheek. That's pretty good. Now I'm going to use my eraser just to erase this area here that bled, you know, on her hair, just so the image is cleaner. And I'm going to go back with the brush just to make sure the edge here is covered. Now the eraser again, I'm going to be erasing here this wing, butterfly wing. Okay, let me zoom out and see how that looks. I think it doesn't look bad. Now I'm gonna do something. Let me just change a little bit here. I think her cheek is too dark. I'm gonna see if I can. No. Let me use sorry, not this. I already have a curves layer. I'm gonna go back here to my burn, and I'm gonna use my black because I think I've overdone. What did I do? Oh, the opacity, the fill. So I'm just going to give a little erased on the strength here. So I'm using opacity 40 and 2%. Just gonna use black so I can just cancel some of the highlight, the how do you call it? The burn layer, the shadows, just to make it a little bit more light. And I'm gonna go to the light layer now. I'm gonna use 2% and float 102%, like here. Just gonna highlight a bit more. Oh, I'm not using the right brush here. There we go. Zoom out, and that's pretty cute. Okay, so now that I have the color fix done, what I will do, I'm gonna create a layer over here. I'm just gonna see, I'm gonna try changing the makeup. Let's see what kind of makeup I'd like. Color would be cute. Let me see. I'm gonna ignore that. I'm going to go back to the color fix. I'm gonna use 40 and 40 as I was using before for the opacity and flow. I'm gonna change the color of these flowers to match my makeup. Let's see if that looks nicer. Put like 100, 100, so you can see the true potential. No, actually, I don't like it. I think it's ugly. I think I'm gonna make the flowers white. Let's see how I would do that. So I'm gonna approach this way first. I'm gonna select hue and saturation. I'm gonna use this tool here, the picker. I'm gonna click on the color and I'm gonna drag the opacity down. So that works to a certain extent. I'm gonna drag this down and I'm gonna try to focus only on this side. So I'm gonna use my thing here to bring back, it's very close to skin color, so that wouldn't work. But I'm gonna invert this layer. And now I'm going to, let's see, what's the red? If I increase, 1 second, let me do something here. I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna go to red, and I'm gonna increase the, that looks pretty white now. Got it. So I'm gonna invert that layer as I did, and I'm now gonna get my brush, set the flow to 20%. I'm just gonna paint over, and done. I think now we have a more interesting image because everything is white, and she has this cute, very cute and whimsical makeup going on. I'm just gonna go ahead and go on her hair. Anything that is red is gonna turn like white. Anything that has like some white, purple pink cast is gonna turn like gray. Okay, that's cute. Let me see, now I'm gonna set my flow to 2% and clear closer to her forehead. I can still see her skin is a bit showing. I wanted her to look more pale, more like porcelain white. So I'm just going over slightly over her skin, just making her very white, more than Snow White. Out of this world white. Okay, I like, now looking at the image, I kind of wish there was no butterflies. You know, I think it would look better if there were nothing. But anyway, I think I'm gonna change her eye color. I'm going to do this. I'm gonna go clear, very close, and I'm gonna get a brush. And I'm gonna make this brush black. I'm gonna paint over the eye. I know you can't see anything, but trust me, I'm creating. Look, it's right there. And here, just gonna do it like very rough, like this. Now, I'm gonna zoom out. I'm gonna invert this layer. And here, I'm going to change the eye color. Look at that. Look at that. So here, so I'm gonna redo this because I don't think you got it. You know, some people may not have got it. Ignore. So I will click here on the hue and saturation, and now I'm gonna use the swatch to change the color. Let's use this turquoise here, greenish blue. Now I'm gonna invert my layer. And now I'm gonna get my brush, my white brush, so I can paint over the black mask. And now we see the eye color. I'm gonna use the feather. I'm gonna feather a little bit more. I think I really dislike this new update with Photoshop. It makes it so hard to do some things, like my shortcuts are not working like before. Okay. Here, let me just... What's going on her eye? Now, let me zoom out. Now I'm going to select here the layer again. I'm just going to change it to... so I can see what I've done here. Let me refine this. Okay, now I'm gonna go back here and remove the brightness. I can change her color to anything I want. If I want to make her eyes purple, which I think is quite cute, or even like red, green. If I make them gray, lightly bright. Oh, I like this. It's almost like haunting in a way. Let me get my brush back. I'm gonna paint here more her eye. I quite like this. A bit more creepy, right? Okay, I think I've done too much on the white of their eyes. I'm gonna undo here. I leave the yellow, the white, the eyes as it was. So I'm doing here, I'm just refining, making sure I'm not missing any area of her eye. I could do this and make it more realistic. As you know, she has white eyes, but she can still see. But I think I like this more. I really don't know now. I'm gonna keep like that. I think I should go like this. I'm gonna create another layer here. I'm gonna put the saturation down completely. I'm gonna invert and I'm just gonna paint over here. It's quite haunting, but beautiful at the same time. I like it. So I'm gonna work on her makeup a bit more. I'm gonna get here my soft light dodge and burn. I'm gonna set my flow to 10% and my opacity to 60, and I'm gonna use the black to start with. Let's see if that's too much. So I'm trying to give her eye some more definition. I think that's working well. I'm gonna use my highlight. Add some highlights here. Here and on top a bit more. I think it's starting to look pretty cool. Yeah, I think so. I'm liking it. Okay, here on the lip, now I'm gonna get this purple color here. I'm gonna paint her lip. I'm gonna increase the flow to 20%. I'm gonna get a little bit darker here, the purple. Now I'm gonna sample this pink here. I'm gonna paint over. What if I make it more, if her lips are red? No, I think cleaner is better. Okay, we get a little bit more colorful here. More vibrant. Now, what if I use a little bit of blue on her lip too? Let's see if that works. What if it's all blue? Come on, I'm trying to undo what I was doing. Go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. There, oh, there you go. I'm gonna add the oh my gosh, I have to paint again. Okay, so 60-60 flow. I know it's this color here. I'm just gonna paint over very fast. Zoom out. Now I'm gonna try and add something, some of these colors here on her makeup, just to make it pop even more. Okay, here the purple. We get a little darker. Increase the flow to 10%. I'm using the eraser here just to remove the everything, you know, that I bled here over. Let's zoom out. Actually quite like it. Now, the eyes. I'm gonna try to just really badly painting over her eyes here with just a brush. Make it completely pale. I'm gonna select this color here. Just gonna be brushing over. Try to keep some of the highlights. Make it lighter. You still want to have your highlights because that's what makes the image realistic. Because I could make it all black too. So let me just paint. Make sure everything here is painted over. Now I'm gonna go on this side. I'm gonna paint, 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 paint. Just trying to avoid the highlight area. Okay, now let me invert this. Actually, make it all black. Huh. Interesting how she went from this to this. I like the black, and I'm thinking about putting some black tears coming down her eyes. Ooh, yes. I think I'm gonna go black. Gonna go black. I now just need to refine this. So you see the process with my images. Sometimes I don't know what I'm doing, and it happens as I go. Here I'm gonna try to use maybe a full tan so I can make it dark like that. Zoom out. I think that's pretty good. And I'm gonna do the same here. I'm gonna increase my flow to 70 just to be more 100 and 100 just to be more, just to be faster. I'll bring the highlights in a second, so I'm just going over just to make sure I'm not missing any. I'm gonna go now flow 10% and just now let's see. It is looking pretty good in a way. Like if you see the before and what the image is now, it's a transformation. Okay, now I'm gonna go here in her eyes again. I'm gonna hide this layer and I'm gonna hide these two. So this is the layer that I want. So on this layer here, I'm gonna select, try to make a precision selection here of the highlight. So I have one here. Oh, it's set to 22, I'm set to 0. I'm gonna make a selection of everything that is white, that is like a highlight. Actually here I can go a bit crazier because it's also on a black background. And now here, and let's see if I can capture this. It's not that easy doing by hand like that, but at least I get an idea where the highlights are. Okay, so my highlights are there. So I'm gonna go here to the very first layer. I'm gonna duplicate with Ctrl-J. I'm gonna put this layer over here. And now I get the eyes and the highlights are there. See here the highlights. So I'm gonna now use Ctrl-U to bring hue and saturation panel, and I'm gonna desaturate. So to remove any color from there. So let's zoom out. I think that's pretty good. You know, her eyes look pretty believable. See, without the highlight, with the highlight on. I think that's pretty good. We'll just go back here to the first image. Yeah. Okay. I like the highlight. Makes it very believable. I'm so excited. It's starting so good. Let me know if you're enjoying this. Okay, so here you can see from this to this. I'm gonna just do a screenshot of this area because I quite like this image. I don't want to lose it. Don't delete, because I might go back to this image later. And here is the current situation. I can make a GIF to transform the transformation when she gets angry. Okay, now let me see if I can change the makeup. So I'm gonna use this tool here. I'm gonna select the pink and I'm just gonna play with it. So it's selecting the reds. Let me change the reds of the image and let me put this over here, otherwise I'm not gonna see any difference. So when I select the reds, and I'm gonna go here closer to pink. No skin tone. Increase here. So what I'm doing here, I'm just changing, because her skin has some pigment still, even though it's white, there's still some red pigment. And by shifting these things here to that side, here skin tone is more or less here. So here I'm avoiding skin tones, because if I bring this up, when I change the colors here, it's going to change. Can you see her skin turned green? But when I turn this, it starts to not focus on the skin anymore. It's more focused on the color here that I wanted. So you can use also the plus, and you can add things like this, but then it adds back skin tone. So nope. Let's keep just on her skin tone here in the makeup area. Okay, that's pretty good because I get control over there. So you can see the makeup, then later on is easy to fix here, the edge. So now I can just play and see what kind of makeup do I want. Do I want it to be gold? Do I want it to be pink? But do I want it to be less saturated? Maybe more like babyish, baby white, more pale. Kind of like this. It's almost like a salmon, like pinkish. What is your favorite color? I think I'm gonna go with this. Pretty confident. I like this one. Can then increase the brightness if I want, or make it darker. But I think this tone is pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna go with this tone. See the before here and after, and the main before and after, like the transformation. I'm making her a out of this world character. I think that's so pretty. Now I think I'm gonna work on these eyebrows. I don't want them there. I need to work on her eyelashes too. So for eyebrows, how can we work on this? So this can be a bit challenging. I'm gonna create a layer over this one. So I'm gonna use my merge visible here. Creates like a almost like a screenshot of everything that is below. And now I'm going to color fix first. I'm gonna select 40% and 40%. I'm just gonna fix the edge here. There's some purple going on and I don't want that. So I want some of that makeup to blend better. Select this blue. Now here too. Select this color, see if I can put it here a bit. Now I'm gonna get the soft light, use my black. Actually, I'm gonna use the same color that I'm using here. Just gonna set it to 10% flow and 40 opacity. I'm just gonna paint over just to make it darker. I think I need black. I'm gonna select the eyes closer. I'm gonna select this tone here, actually darker. Just get some more definition here. And here we get some bright. Let's zoom out. I think that's pretty nice. Okay. So let me see if there are any other areas that I need fixing with the color fix. No, so far I think everything looks good. I maybe, I'm gonna get here this pink, set it to 60% and 60 flow. Just gonna get under on her eyes here. Let me see how that looks. What if I use the blue? I think blue works. I'm just going back here with the black so there's no blue in the eye. I'm gonna use this blue again. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm gonna set my flow to 10%. Just gonna try to clean up a bit the makeup. I'm just using skin color here. It's pretty nice. Okay, now I'm gonna add some, oh, actually, I'm gonna create another layer over here. Actually, I'm gonna merge, okay? Merge everything. So the layers here, I'm gonna duplicate, and I'm gonna use the, what can I use for this? I think this spot healing brush is not gonna behave well. Let me see. I knew it. Let's see the healing spot brush. I'll make a selection here. And just go like that. Not too bad. I'm gonna do it again here. Actually, use a smaller brush. Okay, I think that one works better. So I'm just trying to erase the eyebrows. Same thing here. Cool. Like it. Now I'm gonna get the clone stamp tool. I'm gonna set it to 30% and 30 flow, opacity and flow here both. And I'm just gonna be making some small adjustments. I'm gonna be just pasting, copy and pasting, trying to smooth a little bit the area so it looks a little bit more believable. I have a feeling this video is gonna take like forever. The kids that I still don't have are gonna be grown-ups by the time I finish this. So I forgot that I had to do the eyebrows. I may have to paint again the makeup because now I'm just messing with it here. But it's fine. All I want is to make sure the skin looks like skin. I'm gonna go over because fixing this, I don't know if you can see, but I can. The skin, the flakes of her skin doesn't look very nice. Zoom out. Yeah, much better without the eyebrows. It makes her more, you know, unrealistic. Cute and unrealistic. Cute and creep. Okay, did I do too much here? All right. Okay, now put this in black and white. Now I'm gonna use the soft light dodge and burn, see if that works. I'm gonna set my brush to 102% flow. gonna get my black and I'm just gonna try to reconstruct the dimension of her face here. I did in black and white because I don't want the colors to distract me. I'm gonna do 1% because 2 is too much. So I'm redesigning her forehead here. Increase the flow to 10%. Let's see what I get. And I'm gonna get the reverse now. I'm gonna get the white, 2%, which is gonna, oh, too much. %, and we're just gonna hide this back to 1%. Could increase her eyebrows here, her nose, almost like Avatar. I think it's gonna look very nice. I'm constantly zooming out just to see if it's looking believable. Okay, let me just remove the black layer here, the black and white. Now I'm gonna add another one and I'm just gonna paint again. Let me turn it on, the black and white layer. Okay. So now I'm gonna run my color fix here. I'm gonna set it to 50 and 50%. I'm just gonna paint again the makeup. I'm gonna set the flow to 10%, just because here it should be more subtle. Let's get the blue, more blue. Painted her forehead blue too. I think it looks quite nice when it's all blue here. Let's see if I increase the color. It's too much. Let me get this pink, very blush pink here. Now let's go back to blue. And I'm gonna get the white. Just experimenting, but no, I'm gonna keep her nose clean. Oh my gosh, I'm so in love with the image already. Okay, now I'm gonna run frequency separation. It's gonna click, and it does the job for me. Now I'm gonna get my brush, set it to 2020 here. Still using the same brush as always, the soft round. I always use this brush for pretty much everything. Now I'm just gonna smooth the colors a bit more. So I'm constantly sampling, just making sure everything is where it's supposed to be. I'm gonna set my flow now to 10%. I'm gonna go here on this side, try to just smooth this out a bit more. Get some pink going on here. Get this pale blue, just gonna enhance here the forehead a bit more. Gonna add some of that blue here on her cheeks very gently. Let's see before and after here with just the work I just did. So it's just trying to smooth the makeup, you know, the tones, because after removing the eyebrows they were a bit of a mess. Now I don't want to add eyebrows. Seems like I just added one there. Let me go back and remove. Get this a little bit lighter here. Okay, now this is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I think I'm gonna remove the ones from her cheeks here. Let me just cancel that. And now I'm gonna go work on her cheeks a bit more. I'm gonna get the flow and the opacity to 20, and now I'm gonna get this light pinks here. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Okay, I think it's pretty good. Making sure here's a bit more white. Gonna get my white. Just gently brushing in the middle of the nose. I've done too much. We cancel. Go back. Go back. Go back. Save this file because I have a feeling the computer is gonna crash and I will die. 97%. Come on, save, 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 save. So close. Saved. Okay, so if it crashes, at least I have up to this stage done. So here with the white, I'm just gonna add some, just dab a bit. Just add some highlights here on her nose. And increase a bit more. Add some here, the white on her forehead. On her cheek. Did I add too much? I don't know. I'm gonna add some of that on her hair here. Just using the white color. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Maybe I did too much on the cheek, but I'm gonna just erase a little bit. Just like here, a little tiny bit. Let's see here, before and after. Still have a bit more here. Okay, Now I'm just gonna merge this. I like that. I'm gonna select all this and merge and merge and merge. Okay, I am so in love with this. Now I'm gonna create some eyelashes, and to do that I'm gonna create an empty layer. I'm gonna get my eyelash brush right here. Hardness 100. I'm gonna set this to 4 maybe. Let's see 100% how that looks. Brush 100. This. I think that's pretty good. So now I'm gonna zoom in really close and precision. Let's see how that works. I'm trying to follow the natural pattern of her brush, you know, her eyebrows. Eyelashes, eyebrows. That's pretty good. I could even make it bigger if I wanted. After now it's done, I can just, you know, adjust. Let's see how that looks. I think that's pretty cool. I like it. I'm gonna keep it big. I'm gonna go back to the eyelash, just gonna add a couple more. Now I'm gonna do the bottom. I'm gonna create another layer. I'm gonna have to rotate this. I'm using the R and then I just rotate. And then I'm just gonna start constantly rotate. And the undo is your friend here, because bottom, I always find bottom eyelashes to be the hardest. And then the escape key. Now I'm just gonna add some over like that. I'm gonna group this so you can see how it looks before and after. Just, it gives a little punch here to the eye. Also, what I'm thinking to do with the eyelash is something super cool. I'm gonna show in a second. But right now, because we already have one eye, I'm just gonna duplicate that. I'm gonna select, and I'm gonna use the right click, and I'm just gonna flip horizontal. And now, just gonna place it here. Unclick. I'm gonna click select the top eyelash. Let me remove that one first. Just gonna have to adjust to fit. I'm gonna use the warp tool so we can see. This Photoshop update is so annoying because I click and it just does not respond. Okay, and now here the bottom eyelash. Like that. Let's zoom out. I think it's looking pretty nice. So what I was thinking about doing here, I would create, just gonna create another layer. I'm gonna select this hard round brush here, 100%, and I was just thinking about adding something like that, but I don't know how it's gonna look. I think that looks quite nice. I'm gonna keep it. I'm just gonna do a bit better. I will add some feather, maybe 80%. And I'm gonna make this the opacity 70. Yeah, so I'm gonna just have different sizes, like there are some little, you know, droplets on her eyes. So I'm just gonna go like this. Yes, I think that looks so good, so good. One day, one person asked me if I could photograph one genre for the rest of my life. You know, I love fashion photography, is one of my favorite genres. Fine art, doing stuff like this is just so mesmerizing to me. I always feel like impressed. I know sometimes I feel impressed on the day, and then 10 days later I look at the image, I'm like, ew, did you do that? But I just love the process. It's so relaxing, and I love editing. I love creating. This is so cool. I think the little things on her on the eyelashes look pretty cool. I'm gonna do the same for the bottom lashes. So it's on a separate layer. Just gonna randomly click on top. I'm gonna get smaller. think it looks cool. I'm gonna do here on the other side, and I'm not gonna do the same because, you know, otherwise it just looks too copy and paste, especially because the eyelashes are the same. So I'm just gonna be more playful here with the little circles, the little drops. Oh my gosh, it looks so beautiful. I could cry, but I will not. I'm strong. I love it. I'm sorry, but this looks phenomenal. Looks bomb. I love it. Love it. Love it. I love it. Jesus, it's beautiful. Look at it before and after. Like, look at the transformation. Go away. Yeah, I love this. Okay, what's next? What's next before we call it a day? Should we call it a day right now? Let me just try to, let's add some color toning. Let's use here the color balance. Let's get some of blue, yellow, more cool. I think the image of this one needs to be cool. Green, let's go to the shadows. Let's add some red. Let's go here to mid-tones, sorry, highlights. I think like that's quite nice. I'm gonna add now selective color. Let's see if I make everything very bright red or not. No, let's go to neutrals. No, let's go to blacks. I don't see much of a difference. No, I'm gonna keep the black like that. Let me see if I go to, let's play with the blue. Let's add some hint of blue. I like it. Now I'm gonna add, let's play with the channel. Actually, no channel. Let me cancel the channel. I'm gonna play with here black and white. And I'm gonna, oh, black and white looks so pretty too, the image, look. I'm gonna play with the luminosity. Let's play with the reds. So these are all the reds. There's still some red on her skin. to soft light, and let's tint, no tint. I think on the selective color here, I'm just gonna make the opacity a little bit more, decrease the opacity to 58. I thought it was too strong. Now I'm gonna create a curves layer, and I'm gonna make it super bright, like that. And I'm gonna invert, look at my brush, and I'm just gonna create some highlight soft brush here. Gonna put the flow to 60, just to make the image even more like fairy tale like. I think that's a bit too much because her skin is not that pale. Let me remove, but I sort of want to keep a bit on here on the hair, like if you know the sun is blowing from behind almost. Now I'm gonna use my set the flow to 10. Just gonna give it one click on her face, 2 clicks, 3 clicks, like that. I'm gonna remove a little bit of the brightness here on the background. I still want to see some definition. I'm gonna add some white here, maybe decrease this. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It's so pretty. I'm gonna see if I put a pink filter. Oh, not the Channel Mixer. Channel Mixer is coming again. I'm gonna put a photo filter, like let's see, a red one, really strong, over. Now I'm gonna play with the blending mode. To screen, let me remove the opacity, like that. Let's change here the color. Instead of red, let's see what blue does. I'm gonna go with red. Quite like it. Okay, we're almost done. Finally, I'm just making sure everything is good. Now I'm gonna make a, take a screenshot of this top layer, and I'm gonna duplicate it, and I'm gonna run my dust and scratches. gonna set the flow to 10%. And now I'm just gonna, if Photoshop allows, I'm gonna just give it the skin a better cleanup. Think about adding some glitter on her face. I'm removing the glitter, saying that I'm gonna add glitter, but I think I'm gonna add some more. Oh my gosh, I love this image so much. I love this image so much. Save again. Gonna blend together. You can see here the difference on her pores before, now. You can see here, and then after I use the dust and scratch, it's pretty good. Okay, now to create some shine, I'm gonna create, actually I'm gonna run, I have one here, Glow for Light Skin. Yeah, so I'm gonna be using opacity 100 and flow 10. I'm just gonna add some glow here on her lip and here as well. Gonna make the shine here on her eyes a little bit more visible. I'm gonna add a little glow here on her bridge, forehead, big one. Not the forehead is big, the big one, a big brush. And here on the eye. I'm gonna use the curves, push it down. Now I'm gonna get my brush. I'm just gonna bring some details back on the flowers here because they're too dark, too bright exposed to me. It's so delicate and creepy at the same time. I just love it. Good. So I'm gonna try putting here a layer like that, and I'm gonna make this layer overlay. And I'm gonna select a hard brush. I'm gonna make it small like this. I do have a brush that I create here that is freckles. Let me see if this works. No, it doesn't work. I'm gonna do manually. I I'm gonna do just like this, just to get an idea. I know it's not perfect. Now I'm gonna come double click, gonna go to blending mode. I'm gonna go give an outer glow. Let's see if that does anything. Oh, too much. Put the blending mode to that and change the opacity. Now let's put the blending mode to overlay. Dodge. I think it's just adding too much. I'm not gonna put any freckles. And yes, I think this is it. This is the final image. This is the final. And then I'm gonna just group this all here. So this is the final layer. This is the other image that I like because it was still very pure. Don't delete. See? And this, my friends, is the first one. So I'm gonna zoom in close so you can see the details from that to this. Take a moment to appreciate. And you can see here. And the before. And after. I'm just in love with the image. I think it's freaking phenomenal. I think I may crop it over here. Maybe something, maybe like this. I don't know. I have to decide. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this long tutorial, and I hope I was able to explain myself as I go. You see, the process of an image, sometimes it's pretty straightforward, sometimes it's not. Like I jumped on this image not knowing how it would turn, you know, how it would be the end result, and I am super happy. I think it looks magnificent. I want to print this. I'm gonna print big and put in my studio. Thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this video and what would you like to learn next. Also, I am thinking about creating videos more tailored towards, you know, beginners, so like a beginners, intermediary, advanced, and on a subscription based. I haven't created anything yet, but it's just something in the back of my mind, and it would be very nice to know if you're interested. And if you are, let me know. All right, take care, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.